Bonjour, vous êtes le bienvenu sur ma chaîne. Mon nom est Niran, Obasa, votre hôte. Welcome everybody. Well, that's the French my guest has just taught me, so I thought I should chip that in. I hope I got it right. For the French speaking, so sorry in case I messed it up. But that's just to welcome everybody. In case it's your first time of coming up on this channel, I'd like you to subscribe and like this video. Today I've got a guest here. She's from Ivory Coast, and her name is Jeanne K. I hope I got that right.
That's correct.
That's
yes.
correct. And obviously, you know, I don't bring anybody here that doesn't sing. This is a music school where we train, we educate ourselves on what's going on in music, and to learn one or few things from my guests. And so here we are. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, good. Now let's just go straight to the point. How long have you been singing?
Do you know, as far as I can remember, since I was little, my whole family sings.
Oh.
My mom sings, my grandmother sings. She used to be in a choir, and I grew up in Sunday school, and we're always singing. And eventually, I joined the church, and I was always in the worship team. You know, I was a bit naughty at times because I always wanted to try new things. But yes, I've been singing almost all my life. Yes.
What number are you in the family? The first or the last or the middle?
Do you know, we're 9, so wow. I'm the 5th, and there's 2 more behind me. Okay. So yes.
So everybody in the family sings.
Yes. My brother is in a choir back in Africa. Okay. Both of my sisters are singing in the church. Okay. And my eldest, they're not necessarily singing in the church, but okay. They've got their thing.
Oh,
as well.
Good.
Yeah.
So from childhood you've been singing. When you joined the main choir, what part were you singing then?
It was difficult to put me in, but I felt very comfortable in alto.
Okay.
I could sing soprano, but mainly I was always alto. Always doing the harmonies, and I felt comfortable there.
I can remember when I met you, you soft spoken, and but when it comes to singing, you are a powerhouse. How did you develop that technique, about that flexibility? Was it that you just grew up, or you were trained at some point?
Do you know, I would love to say that I was trained, but I think I was just born with it. And I wish I had more training too, because it's something that I learned as I went on.
Okay.
I think the more you sing, the more you actually pick up how you can improve and how it's so that's how I did it. I won't say I'm an expert or I'm very good at it, but I'm trying my best to always, you know, put my soul into it. And I think that helped me.
I know we've been working together for almost 7 years now.
Yeah.
And I noticed the way you sing, you've got a lot of reeds, a lot of notes. How did you learn that? Did you learn after some artists by watching them, or how did you get to learn that?
Do you know, it's good you asked, because I was about to say no, I didn't even realize I was doing it, but then I know growing up, one of the artists that I was really looking up to is Celine Dion.
Okay.
I think when the first album came, I was about 12, 13, and I was always practicing on her songs.
Okay.
Always copying songs, and I noticed she has those wave in terms of notes, and I think I picked it up from there because she sings beautifully and with a lot of professionalism into it. So yeah, you could say that it comes from there.
Okay. Is there any other mentor again apart from Celine Dion?
Celine Dion. My parents used to listen a lot to Dolly Parton.
Okay.
And And then I think I had one more, but yeah, it's Dolly Parton and Celine Dion, and then eventually there's myriads of other, because I love songs. I like different techniques from different artists. So as long as the song is good, or the musician or the artist is good, then I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. So yes, and then from then on you kind of get your own personality out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've always wanted to sing gospel. From a very young age, I knew I was going to sing gospel because this is the only time I discover really who I am. So yes.
So when I know you play the guitar as well, do you play a little bit of keyboard?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I wish I could have. I could say yes, but no.
I remember the first time we met, you came along with your guitar and you were giving me some chords
Yes.
on the guitar. When did that come in your singing experience?
Yes, I picked it up when I was 17.
Wow.
I was singing in a church, and the music group did not have an acoustic guitar. I could only practice on the bass guitar.
Okay.
So the bass guitarist was teaching me the chords and stuff, and I kept saying to him, I wish there was an acoustic, because I like the sound of the acoustic. So anyway, fast forward to when I came to England, I joined the church, and I was like, you know what? Let me get myself an acoustic guitar since I could. And that's when I got the guitar. I was at home sitting there. I didn't know how to play. And eventually I picked it up and I prayed and I said, Lord, teach me, the guitar, because I actually want to learn. So I watched a few YouTube videos and I just started singing. And then it just came. And thank God it came, because from the moment I started learning the chords, then I had melodies in my head.
Okay.
And I started writing songs.
Oh, so the sequence is you started singing, but soon after you started learning the musical instrument, your compositional skills started coming out.
Yes. I mean, I used to write songs before. I remember when I was young, it was just in my head humming, but once I picked up the guitar, and I knew some of the melodies, how you can just navigate around them. Yeah. I was like, God, this is a mind gold.
So your singing, your compositional skills and the guitar started working hand in hand.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I can then understand.
Yeah. Sometimes I can play on the guitar, and then a melody just come in, and I'm like, oh, okay, that. What kind of words can fit into this melody?
So what inspires you when the melody comes out like that? How do you save it? Do you put it on the phone? Do you record it somewhere, or how do you do that? Or you have a mechanism or a kind of way you write it out that you don't forget?
Yes, I do both. Okay. I do both. I write it down. Yeah. And I record. Okay. Sometimes I have my phone and I put it on the video. Okay. Or I have a voice memo. Okay. So yes. So I keep doing that. And it's funny because when I don't have words, I have the melody in my head and I don't have the words, I use the Bible. Okay. I use the Bible right, and then I start writing through it. But yeah, I record it. By writing down and also recording. Yeah.
That's awesome to hear. Now, when was the first time? When was the first time you had to compose?
As far as my memory goes, I remember I was 15.
Wow.
And I recorded. I wrote my first song, but only recorded with the guitar. I mean, I don't play piano, but I just had one single strings, and then I remember that day I was just writing, and the string just gave me a melody.
That kind of direction.
And I wrote my first ever song I could say that I recorded, which is called in English, Crown of Life.
What if
And
it's
donc
in French?
C'est Couronne de Vie. Which means the song is about you would at the end of the faith, God will give you the crown of life.
Okay, say that in French. Keep it in the original context. Okay, say it in French.
Cours la victoire. C'est pas cours la victoire. C'est garde ta foi parce que tu auras la couronne de vie. Donc yes. So,
Good.
no, I have to. It's so strange because I'm trying to translate in English in my head.
Yeah,
I'm also confused.
Okay, was it in French or in English?
It was in French.
Okay, yeah. So, okay, just say it in French.
Yeah.
Don't translate.
Okay, marcher dans la foi jusqu'à obtenir la couronne de vie.
Okay.
So I summarized about 2 verses of the song with the chorus.
Oh,
it's just a general
that's good.
direction.
Have you also written in English as well?
I have a few, not a lot, and I don't know why. I think it's because I'm French and some of the song comes in French. But yes, I did.
Okay, good. So, to what percentage now between French and English?
Oh, yeah.
How many are French? 80% of your composition?
Yeah, well, definitely. 80%, 85. 85% in French. And yeah, 25% or 15% in English.
By the way, if you check the description box, you're going to find some of the links to songs which she has released, and I want you to click on them. I want you to write comment on it, share it, and be blessed by the songs. So how many songs have you written so far? Then how many have you released?
You're giving me a project. I need to sit down and make a list of it.
Yeah.
I've released 2 albums so far and 2 singles.
Okay. How many tracks in the album?
The first album the first single actually came out in 2013, which was Crown of Life.
Okay.
And the first album 2016, where there was 7, it was just a mini EP album which had 7 titles.
Wow.
And then I had another one 2018, which had 5 titles. And also this year, I think in April, I released the last single that we did together.
Okay, good. Now, when are you releasing the rest? How many more do you have? 5,000?
No, God willing.
What's your projected number that, if God spares your life, how many songs would you like to actually release?
I have a backlog of about, I would say, 100 songs.
Wow.
Yes. And I still have it in my drawers, I have it on my phone. And I keep praying and I'm asking the Lord, to give me the because I'm producing as the Lord gives me the strength, the means to do it. And it takes quite a lot to produce even one track. So I'm praying that I will be able to at least, bring them to life as long as the Lord permits and give me that strength to do it. So to answer your question, I'm projecting at least to release a single at least every year.
Okay.
But for the album, is in project.
Okay. Okay. Now, when you do compose, how does it happen most times? Is it that when you're on your guitar or when you're doing something else, or how does the song come to you? How do they come?
That's a good question. Sometime, I remember one song I wrote, I had a melody come in my head. And then I just, let me pick the guitar, see if I can play it. Once I can play, I keep playing the melody and I keep humming. And I'm humming and I was asking the Lord, what is it that you want me to say?
Okay.
What is it you want me to say with this particular song? And how, because I don't just picture me singing it. I'm just picture, if he's giving me the melody of the song, he might want a congregation or someone to sing. So what do you want me to say? Or what do you want whoever is listening to the song to say? And if I don't have this, which I pick the Bible, like, just tell me. So yes, I could have the melody like, I play the guitar and then I kind of like a particular tune and I'm thinking, I like this song. It just grips me in my spirit that there's something I need to say to the Lord. And let's go ahead. There's another song that I wrote that was just a prayer. It's just a prayer and I sung the prayer. Okay. So it comes in different ways, but mainly I would say if God hasn't given me the putting in my spirit that this is a song that can touch heaven or can touch the heart of someone listening, or if it doesn't touch God, then I have an issue. I need to keep working on the song and the words. Sometimes one word doesn't really matches what I'm trying to, so I feel like the Lord is giving me a particular word. Put this there. So yes.
Is it possible for you to write spontaneously? Like if you hear something now, are you able to write something?
I'm trying to put you on the spot.
Exactly. That's what I want to do. I want to see if that is possible. If that's your skill. I mean, some people have to be in some certain mode before they write. Some people may write while we're cleaning up in the morning. Sometimes some people may be in any situation. It may be what they're going through and they decide to write. So if I put you on the spot, are you able to do something? Are you able to maybe one line or two lines and it just times two? And that becomes a chorus.
I don't know, you probably will have to put you on the spot to see.
Okay. What key do you think do you know, okay, you say you're an alto voice range, you say?
Put me on D or G.
G, okay. Let's see what goes on. Amazing.
I mean, your name is amazing. Just hold.
Okay, that's really inspiring. That's really inspiring. I never had this, never written.
No.
Okay. I think we got to see how it develops into something else.
You know?
You'll sing it in English and in French.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe next time I bring you, you would have been able to work on it and just a little bit. And just let's see how it goes, and then you just fine tune it in front of your audience. Let's see how you fine tune an idea. So you had something, and something is coming in.
Yeah.
So now you've been singing for a while. What challenges have you met on the way as an artist, as a recording artist?
How can I answer that? I mean, as a recording artist, there's a lot of challenges. I think financial challenges are one. But one thing that the Lord taught me is that go with what you have. I think for many recording artists, we think we need so much financial support from people from before we can release one song. And I remember when I released my first album, I wasn't working.
Wow.
And I literally asked the Lord, this is a challenge. How am I going to do this? And the Lord was telling me, never say you can't do something when I tell you to do it. So I found myself recording one song 1 month, and it takes a lot of money, because you have the fee for the record, the studio, and then the arrangement, and then the mastering. So one song itself, it costs, you can do the math. So I was able to gradually cut the cost by just take one step at a time, one step at a time, one step eventually, and by using what God gives you. For example, I was able to cut a lot of costs by doing my own marketing, my own design.
Oh, so you do your artwork?
I'm doing all my artwork, and God was able to take me by the hand and then say, trust me, and we can do this. So I think the challenges are financial, but also if you're waiting for people to make you record, you probably will stay behind. Because if God has called you, go with what you have and the strength you have. And don't wait for people to how can I put that? Don't wait for support.
So in the entire production line, you write the song yourself. You kind of arrange a little bit. Then on the post-production side, you design the back cover yourself. So you have to learn how to design that.
Yes.
Do you sometimes do marketing, digital marketing yourself? Do you?
Yes, I do. I mean, for a bit of background, my first degree was in marketing, and I have a diploma in graphics.
So what's your current profession now?
I'm a solicitor.
Wow.
So
which aspect of
yes,
the law?
It's commercial law.
Commercial law. Why don't you go into intellectual properties?
It's
and safeguard a lot of musical knowledge.
It's possible. That's one of the reasons I went into law. Commercial kind of include intellectual property and media law, but yes. For now, I think because of my firm was specialized in commercial law, I just took the opportunity. But yeah, that's
so as a lawyer and as a singer, how are you able to put that together? Does it clash or does it work together?
Yes, it does. It does. I mean, and I believe it's all God's plan. Because as a recording artist, and also if I want to branch into intellectual property, obviously, I have to know the ins and outs of how to protect my work. And copyrights and stuff. So I know how this can interchange.
This is good news for gospel artists.
Yes.
That we have someone that can actually stand for us in terms of protecting our intellectual properties, and safeguard knowledge.
Yes.
Now, what are your best moments on your musical journey?
Best moment, I think, is feeling that the Lord is pleased with me. I remember.
In what respect, musically?
Musically, but also to hear people say they've been blessed by a song that I wrote in my bedroom when it was just me and the Lord, and I did not want to do anything. I just thought, let me just write songs, and then the Lord encouraged me to put them out there. So I had this Facebook page when I just put the page on and started sharing those small worship moments, and to my surprise, people were blessed by it, and that gave me a purpose. So those are my best, to know that God had a purpose for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so awesome to hear this coming out, that you don't have to give up. You need to follow through your dream and make sure that you're consistent. I mean, I think you've been very consistent so far with your work, and the productions we've had together has been a fantastic one, and I think in the next time we're going to bring you in, and you sing the song that you started off. You have to complete it, and hopefully then I'm sure that song is going to be protected as you're singing it as a lawyer. As you're singing it, it's being protected, you know. And then we would like to bring you up again, and so that you can actually have a singing session for us. I think you'll be blessed by having you on set today. And what advice are you going to give to budding musicians or budding artists or composers or recording artists?
Advice, I would say trust the Lord, and trust what God has put inside of you.
How about their adding up of knowledge? Do they need to go for some trainings and all that?
Oh yes, I mean everyone needs to build up on it. If you're a vocalist, vocal, they're very important lessons. If you're a musician as well, obviously try and master it. But yes, music schools are always the best way forward to perfect your skills. So yes.
Just before we round up, I would like you to say the same thing or more in French. Over to you.
The advice you mean?
Yeah, the advice. Yeah, say that in French.
C'est très important d'améliorer les qualités qu'on a en matière de voix. Si on est des musiciens, il faut toujours améliorer sa technique. Donc j'encourage les musiciens et les vocalistes aussi de continuer à travailler sur leur art, et Dieu vous aidera.
C'est bon, oui, voilà.
Oui,
Oui.
voilà. Tu m'as mis sur... You put me on the spot.
That's good. That's really good. It's natural anyway.
Yes.
I'd like to say thank you so much for coming on set today. I'm sure people out there have been blessed by what you said and learned one or two things. Here is a lawyer and a recording artist, a composer as well.
I'm finishing my training.
You're finishing your
my solicitor's training.
Okay. So that's Jeanne K. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. There are more contents coming in. There are other contents we've released on this channel. Please do subscribe, like this video. Until I come your way another time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.